welcome back to my channel. This is video number 2 out of my 2021 eyeshadow palette Declutter. I try not to get too carried away with eyeshadow purchases. I do love eyeshadow, but I also am on a budget and I'm trying to be responsible with my finances. And most of my collection up to this point has been the stuff that I bought in the beginning of when I was first starting with eyeshadow, figuring out what my style was, what I liked, what my colors were, and all of that. So a lot of what I was getting rid of was stuff that I just didn't use anymore because my tastes have been more refined. In my first video, which I will link down below, I did ColourPop and Beauty Bay, and now this video is going to be the second half of my collection, which is BH Cosmetics. So if that interests you, then don't go anywhere. I mentioned in the first video that I did film this eyeshadow look, so if you'd like to see it, I'll link that for you too. Now, let's get down to it. Now I'm going to move on to my last brand, which is BH Cosmetics. These are the Birthstone palettes that I bought. I have Peridot, Garnet, Turquoise, Opal, and Sapphire. So let's just go through these quickly. To be truthful, I have not tried Turquoise yet. I was pretty sure that I would like it when they launched it, and then I was like, oh, yep, those colors are great. So I haven't tried this one yet. I'm not going to do anything with the pressed glitters. I just pretend that these aren't here. Like, these are pretty bad quality. They're really big pieces of glitter. They're not really suspended in anything. It's like craft glitter. They're just not good. So for me, I just count it as a 6-pan eyeshadow palette. That 7th doesn't exist in my book. But these are really pretty colors, and I look forward to playing with this. I'll probably do a dedicated video on it, and yeah, that'll be fun. So that guy's staying. All of these are gonna stay, all these Birthstones. Sapphire, highly recommended by many people whose videos I watch. This pink shade is actually super pretty, but again, it's really, I'm not going to use it. This is a very dark palette. The last time I used it, I paired it with something else, and that was a little bit more my style, but these shades are all very pretty. They are on the eyes how they look in the pan. They translate very consistently, and I like that. They're great quality, BH Cosmetics. I like that there's a good deepening shade here. I like that you have 2 shimmer options that are totally different. You know, you've got a silvery whitish over here, and then you've got this more ocean blue over here. I like that they put a green. I think these 2 shades, I probably would have gone with the sapphire over here, and then here, maybe more of a purple. This is a very purple blue, but I think I might have gone slightly more purple too, just make more of a difference between these 2. But yeah, this is a great palette, and it's a lot of fun. All right, now this is the Opal for October palette from BH Cosmetics Birthstone series. I bought this one mainly as a companion palette. I haven't done any looks with just this palette yet, although I might. This shade would be a great inner corner or highlight shade. You could use it as a face highlighter. You could also use it as an inner corner highlight for any look that was not warm toned, I think, because it has a pink shift to it. And so, like, you could pair it with blue or purple or just anything probably that's cool tone, but I'm not sure that I'd put it with like a mustard, burgundy, terracotta kind of look. That would not end up nice. But anyway, these 2 shades right here, the pink and the blue, I could pair those with my Age of Opulence palette and have good blending out lighter toned shades, because Age of Opulence is so dark. If I use the purple side, I can use Positive here. If I use the blue side, I can use Emotional, and it would just help lighten up those looks. Faithful, also an interesting peachy orangey sort of color. We've got a shimmery mint and then a shimmery kind of a mauve color over here. So this, yeah, I bought this as a companion palette, and I look forward to pairing it with other things. If it were just me in this palette, it's not really my style, but I think it'll work well with other palettes. So that's the Opal, and that's going to stay. The Garnet for January was very similar to the Ruby palette. I do not own the Ruby, but I have the Garnet because I wanted the depth that it offers. You've got 3 dark shades right here. These 2 are really good for deepening, and then the Go-Getter is just a true red, and it's hard to find a decent red eyeshadow, so that was good. And then this Garnet shade in the center is very pretty, very pretty. And then you've got the contrast between like a bright white shimmer here, and then a darker toned shimmer as well, depending on what you want to do with the look. And again, I just forget about this glitter, pretend it's not there. You could go more of the pink side of Garnet, or you could go to the more red side. You could deepen it with brown or a almost black shade. You've got a transition shade here, which is pretty much my skin tone, but again, it works. It's got depth, it's got texture, and yeah, it's a good palette. I really liked the look I did with this one. This one I filmed myself following a tutorial from Angelica Nyquist. So if you want to see that, that's on my channel. And finally, the last one that I have is Peridot for August. and I smeared something on it. Look at this glitter. This is from the Peridot. This is just not nice glitter. It's really chunky and thick, and it's like an eye hazard. I don't want to be blinded. So anyway, here is the Peridot palette. Aside from that glitter, which is a fun color, but aside from the glitter itself, this is a great color story. You've got yellow, brown, green, peachy pink, blue tone shimmer, and then a lime green shimmer. And again, all 6 of these colors work well together, so you could do anything with these colors and your looks will be varied and still look nice and be cohesive. And I just think they did a great job with this one. Also, these palettes are originally $9. They include a mirror. Most of them I got for $4.50 with Black Friday sales, and you just can't really beat it because this is good quality BH shadows for $4. Like, come on, it's great. So those are the Birthstone palettes that I have. I almost bought Citrine. Actually, I considered buying Citrine, and then I thought, you know what? I have the Limoncello palette from ColourPop, which is very similar to Citrine. It has more shades, obviously, and the biggest difference is that it didn't have that reddish shimmer shade that the Citrine has. So what I did was I took Limoncello, Garnet, and what was the other one? Oh, and Lush Life. I'll show you what I did. So what I did was I took Limoncello and I used like the yellow and brown tones. Then I took Lush Life and I paired this color here with this color here. Between the 3 of them, I was able to recreate the look that I saw Angelica do with her Citrine palette, and I thought, you know what, obviously, like, all 3 of these are being kept, so I can clearly use what I have and shop my stash to get the same kinds of looks. Plus, I get more variety because each of these palettes has a ton of other shades. So that was the only reason I didn't buy the Citrine, because I like the Citrine. I like the idea that it would be the same, you know, part of this series, and they would all kind of fit together nicely, but I didn't want to spend the money, even if it's only a few dollars, to get what I could basically dupe from within my stash. So these are all staying. Now we're almost done, still within BH Cosmetics. This is a Do Not Disturb palette from their Say It collection. Today's look was actually a video talking about this palette and some other things from BH Cosmetics and 1 or 2 other brands, and I was just talking about my opinion as far as what is appropriate and what is inappropriate within, you know, the cosmetic community. So if you are interested in that video, I will link that down below, where I'm using this palette to create today's eye look, but it's also kind of a get ready with me where I just talk about my own beliefs a little bit and how I try to, as a conservative Christian woman, live my life in a way that even as far as my eyeshadow purchases goes, I'm living out what I believe. This is the only one I have from this collection. I love this color story. I love purple and blue together, pink and blue. They're just beautiful together, and this color story is done very well. It's got a nice mix of shimmers and mattes. 4 blues here. 2 of them are matte, 2 of them are shimmer. This is kind of a topper shimmer. It's very, very iridescent. It is very reminiscent of one of the blues. Actually, let me pull that out for you. Very reminiscent of the Blue Moon palette. This one right here. The shade Lumi. This one, let me swatch these. This is Me Time from the Do Not Disturb palette. That's Me Time. And then this is Lumi, which is a little bit more white, but these shades are very similar. Me Time kind of has, that's this one from Do Not Disturb, Me Time kind of has a purple shift to it. And Lumi just has more blues in it, I think, but they're pretty similar. They're both really nice, very light toned shades. This palette has a lot to offer. It's got this beautiful peachy pink light shade, fantastic inner corner color, and then it's like this piece out shadow is just beautiful. If you watch the video for today's look, which is the one I'll link down below, this purple is fabulous. Like, you could do a look with just that purple. Oh, it'd be so pretty. And then you got 2 really nice deepening shades. And then these right here are different enough. Like, this one's definitely more purpley based. It's kind of a shimmer version of that one piece out. And then Don't Bother over here is more a burgundy, and it would pair really nicely with this one right here. Like, this is just a well curated, well thought out palette. And again, all the shades will work together nicely. So I'm gonna keep this one for sure. The other one that I liked from this collection was their green. I don't remember what it was called. Really, really pretty shadows. But I think I didn't like the name of it, so I didn't buy it. Anyway, moving on. You know what? I think everything else in here I'm going to keep. But anyway, this is the Lost in Los Angeles palette from the Travel series by BH Cosmetics. I bought this one as a companion palette. Again, I'm not really into pastel looks, but this is like a rainbow version of a pastel palette. It's got a mix of mattes and shimmers. Everything's light toned. You can use any of these mattes to blend out a darker toned look. So these will work with Age of Opulence, they'll work with Wilderness, they'll work with Lush Life. They'll work with a lot of my darker toned palettes because I like the darker tones, but I don't want to just have super dark eyeshadows. I want a nice blend and different depths. And so this palette I bought as a companion. I did a palette bingo with this one, and I ended up using all 4 of these colors plus this one. And it turned out to be kind of a fun, funky look. Well, okay, it wasn't very funky. It was mainly fun. It wasn't the depth of my liking, but of course it's a pastel palette, so you're not going to get the depth. But I do like this one, and the quality of the shadows is fantastic. Really good quality. A lot of pigmentation considering that they're pastels. It's not like they're more muted colors, but you still get very pigmented muted colors, if that makes sense. So that one's staying. Another one from the Travel series is Smitten in Switzerland. This one, I kind of go back and forth on this one. I like the color story. I like the pop of orange. I like the greens over here. These 2 colors are very similar. These 2 for me are, well, these 3 really, for me are kind of a bust because they're basically my skin tones, so I don't use them for anything. I may end up decluttering this one first off because I don't find myself reaching for it. I do like the shades in it, but this whole top row I just never touch. And then I don't know, I have other palettes which excite me more, but the second reason is that I have a couple of Uden's Eye palettes coming. I've got Norns coming, and I also have Cat's Breath coming, and Cat's Breath has the orange and tealy greeny sort of combo. I'm really looking forward to trying that palette. That's one of my Christmas gifts that I'm not allowed to play with until Christmas. But I suspect that I'll probably dig into that one more often when I want to go for the orange side of things. So this one's going to get decluttered. Now we've got Passion in Paris, also BH Cosmetics Travel series. This is a great palette. If you like dark, moody tones, this is the palette for you. It's great high quality, great pigmentation. That's my baby growling in the background. We call her a little bear. I've done a few different looks with this palette. I've gone into the reds. I've gone into the purples and blues. I haven't done much with... I don't think I've used this shade at all. And I haven't used some of these more steely gray shades, so... yeah, I'll probably do a palette bingo with this one as well because it's fun to force a color story upon yourself and just see how you can be creative with different colors. This Shimmer Louvre is fantastic. It's so dynamic. It's just great. So yeah, this one's staying for sure. All right, we are down to the last 3. These are from the BH Cosmetics Brunch series. I've got Mimosa here. First off, all 3 of these have this reflective packaging, which I think I've expressed I really, really dislike. I find it so distracting. I have trouble focusing on the colors because the packaging is every color. And it's just, I hate this packaging. Like this reflective stuff. The packaging itself, aside from that, is fine. And you know, I don't mind that reflection around the mirror as a border, but I don't want it around the shadows. I wish it were just like a neutral plain color. That would make the shadows be able to speak for themselves. Anyway, the shadows in this palette are excellent. The shimmers are amazing. First off, they're varied. Here you've got a yellowy shimmer, a pinky shimmer, or like a peachy shimmer, a pinky shimmer, a silvery, neutral, champagne kind of shimmer. You've got a yellow and an orange. You've got a variety of different pink tones. You've got a browner tone over here. Here's a bubblegum pink. You've got more orange, juicy kind of pinks, so like mimosas, really. You've got a white, which is nice, which I have literally never used. In fact, never really much noticed. But yeah, there's a great white shade right here. And if you want to use that, you know, if you're shopping your stash and need a white, you can always grab that one. This is a great palette. My only complaint is it doesn't have anything deeper than like these 3 right here, and they're not that deep. These are, in my opinion, more medium tone shades. I guess on the slightly deeper side, but they're not so deep that you can get a really dramatic look. So I think every time I've used this palette, I have grabbed the Fine Feathered from ColourPop and grabbed one of those darker shades to deepen it out. Fine Feathered, however, is getting decluttered, so next time I use this palette, I'll have to pull something else to deepen it for my own tastes. But yeah, these are really good high quality shadows here. The next one we have Avocado Toast, which I used recently as well. Same thing, complain about the packaging, but aside from that, I love the shadows in this one. I don't love this one for its olive tones as much as I like the Child from ColourPop, but this one has a little bit different tones. Definitely dips into the more burgundy and brown side of things with some of these shimmers over here. It's got a lovely champagne shimmer over here, Avocado, which is a wonderful highlight shade or inner corner. It's got two green shimmers in unexpected tones, you know, more grungy, more olivey. And then this one down here, Extra, is more of a teal. It's not true teal, but it's a blue-green shimmer. And then there's a blue here. You've got a yellow and like brownish reds, terracotta colors. You've got this one, which is, I don't know that it's a true black, but it's a super dark green black, almost not green at all, just black. And then over here you have like a green toned silvery shimmer. It's just, this palette has some really interesting colors and you can get some pretty interesting looks from it. So that one's staying as well. Okay, and the last palette of the day is the Blueberry Muffin from BH Cosmetics. I haven't actually used this palette yet. Again, I complain about the packaging, but I'm over it now. This is a very cool toned blue palette. This was Angelica Nyquist's favorite for over a year. I think it got replaced by Passion in Paris, but this is still pretty high on her list. First off, you get some really beautiful and nice quality blue and purpley mattes, and then you can have the cool tone side of things with these browns over here. There's a neutral transition shade over here. There's a dark blue shimmer. There's what looks like a black, Baker's Dozen is like a black blue shift. And then you've got several shimmers. You've got, this is sort of a brown champagne shimmer. This is a slight variant on that. This is more of a pinky shimmer. Here's a white shimmer. Here's a white gray shimmer. Here's a mauvey shimmer. Here's a sort of teal-y blue shimmer. It's a very cool toned palette, which I like for my own tastes. It's not super deep because, again, my taste and my coloring. I like blue eyeshadow, but I have to be careful what tones I choose because I can go too dark or have the wrong kinds of undertones or shades and it makes me look very tired. So I am excited to play with this one because it's a lighter, cooler toned blue and yeah, it should be a lot of fun. So this one's staying as well. I'm expecting to enjoy it a lot and I don't plan on decluttering it. And that is about it. Alright guys, and that is my eyeshadow palette declutter video for 2021. I didn't get rid of a ton, but I definitely got rid of everything that doesn't spark joy. And there are a couple palettes I couldn't get rid of because I haven't tried them yet, but I look forward to playing with what I've kept. I look forward to the new purchases which are coming in, the purchases from Black Friday. A lot of those are Christmas gifts for myself, which I can't play with until Christmas. So even once they're here, I can't use them. Anyway, I enjoyed making this video. It was really helpful to go through my stash and see, okay, what really gets use and what doesn't, what can be kept, what can be passed along. I look forward to playing with what I have left, and until I see you again, have an awesome day. Bye. Now, Opal. My glasses reflect the light too much. What would you like to play with, little bear? Would you like to play with this? You've got red, brown, green. Did I say red?